I absolutely know I will be the greatest entrepreneur of this era because I'm gonna win on the two fronts that people are gonna judge by. The mindset is the operating system of our lives,
right.
And I'm an absolute believer in cutting out negativity, going on the offense. Way too many entrepreneurs are way too calculated about what's in it for me. If you can reverse that and think about what's in it for them, you'll find out that a lot of things are in it for you.
Need motivation?
Watch the top 10 we believe nation.
What's up, it's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, and I want you to find it, embrace it, and make a difference using it. So let's get your motivation to a 10 and get you believing in you. Grab a snack and chew in today's lessons from a man who went from being born in the Soviet Union, moving to the United States, hustling as a kid, selling flowers and baseball cards, helping build his family's wine business, to now trying to become the ultimate entrepreneur of his generation. He's Gary Vaynerchuk, and here's my take on his top 10 rules of success, volume 6. Enjoy. Let's kick it off with rule number 1, seize opportunities.
Technology and the way we live doesn't care about my opinion or my feelings, and it doesn't care about yours either. And so you can walk around Earth and judge, oh, it's so sad that all these kids can't communicate because they're on the phone anymore. And you could talk about a day and age when it was simpler and nicer and all this. Nobody gives a f. And if you don't adjust to the reality of the situation, you will be completely left behind. Too many people are executing or hoping or trying to figure out how to live in a world that used to be or the way they wish it was versus attacking the reality of the world. And here is the reality of the world, my friends. The cell phones that you're all holding right now or in your pocket are the remote controls of our society. They are the single most important thing in the world. There's nothing close. Whatever you want to happen in life, you first need somebody's attention, and then you need to tell them about it. It was called the newspaper, the television, and the radio. Now it's called a blog, a vlog, or a podcast. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed except one thing. Your attention is moving to a new place and leaving an old place. I'm making this very simple, very black and white, very basic. If you do not spend next year completely obsessing over how you become successful on Facebook and Instagram, you will be disproportionately less likely to win. The ad product on those two platforms are disproportionately underpriced, and that is where you should be trading. You are grossly underestimating what's happening right now. 98% of people are grossly underestimating how good it is right now. You will look back at this talk, all my content during this era. Why am I producing so much content during this era? Why am I flying around the entire world over and over speaking to this subject? It's because I know what I'm talking about right now is gonna go away. And I think we can all agree, I'm not hedging up here right now. I'm desperately trying to force this down your mouth, right? You heard it, and I believe that 95% of you will not do anything about it. You'll do enough to make it feel like you did something, and you will regret not going all in. How many people here play poker? Good. I don't, but if you do, when you have the best hand, it's a good idea to go all in.
Rule number 2, know your why.
I absolutely know I will be the greatest entrepreneur of this era because I'm gonna win on the two fronts that people are gonna judge by. I'll make enough money so that I'm in the conversation, and I will inspire and help more entrepreneurs than the rest of the field combined. I'm talking all of them. Because what Elon Musk does in his actions to inspire is incredible. It's incredible. And Steve Jobs, but what I'm doing is different. And I know it. The end. And by the way, it's because I want it more.
Right.
It's not that I'm better, or I just want that. That's the part I want. It's what this whole thing is. That's why the documented, like, people don't even understand what I'm actually doing. I'm leaving so much, like, from a businessman standpoint, I'm leaving so much money on the table.
Right. But money's not the goal.
No. You know what's funny for me? Money stopped being a goal at $100,000. I couldn't believe I made $100,000 a year.
Right.
I was like, that was it. And since then, nothing's been the same. Doesn't feel the same. Not a million, not 10 million, doesn't feel the same. 100,000.
Rule number 3, don't live in the middle.
The number one mistake that people are making in life today, and it's just so unbelievably obvious, is they're living life in the middle. 99.9% of the people that watch or listen to this content are living in the middle. They're hedging and making excuses and justifying why they are not 100% happy. It's because, like every other person out there besides a few select people, they are living in this middle ground. And I just say the middle. And when I think about how you win in business, in entrepreneurship, but most of all in life, it's by understanding the macro and micro opportunities and executions. If you really understand how to break through, how to be in that zone, how to really, really, really win the game, it comes down to a strategy that looks like this. Are you balancing your ego with your humility? Are you balancing your ego with your humility? Do you equally think that you're the greatest of all time and you can do it, and that also you're a piece of shit and nobody cares when you're gone?
Rule number 4, change your mindset.
I, for example, as you know, don't love positioning myself as a motivational speaker.
Right.
Even the content you just saw, but no question, the mindset is the operating system of our lives.
Right.
And I'm an absolute believer in cutting out negativity, going on the offense, like positive thinking, like what's the alternative,
Right.
like practicality. I'm a big believer in that stuff.
But action is really the biggest thing, huh?
And I do believe that the right mindset leads to the right actions.
Right.
So yes, I do think you have to, listen, to me it's about getting poison out of the system.
Right.
Right? I mean, look, how many people lose in your situation?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's what they decide to think about.
Right.
You didn't.
Right.
The end.
Right.
It's binary.
Right.
And so, one of the things I do often is the people around me that are thinking about negativity, I'm like, what's the alternative? There's so much negative, there's like, this scares the shit out of people.
Right.
You're positive, they're running around with their legs and complaining, right?
Right.
So I'm with you, I couldn't agree more.
Rule number 5, love the journey.
For me, a purebred entrepreneur, she or he loves the journey, not the stuff. One of the things I struggle with in the current state of entrepreneurship is a lot of people want the vacations, the watches, even the content is this. You guys have such incredible imagery. I think it's remarkable. Who doesn't want fine things in life?
Yeah.
But I think that if you're in the game just for the fine things in life, for the bottles and the models and the private planes, I think you're gonna lose. And it definitely is not my definition of an entrepreneur. My definition of an entrepreneur is somebody who can't live without doing their thing and trying to create, literally suffocated.
Rule number 6, give without expectations.
I think reputation is based on truth. And so in today's world where there's nowhere to hide, instead of hiring a PR person in 1994 and getting the right articles, I think it's just delivering. Crush it for your employees, crush it for your clients, and fundamentally give without expectation. Go give a keynote at a college with no expectation. Answer those 10 emails of people reaching out to you that have nothing to offer you, and just give because they actually may have a ton to offer you. What I love is that reputation is becoming a more transparent game. And so the only way to build a reputation is to do the right things. So over deliver for the ones that have something or the ones that don't have something. Way too many entrepreneurs are way too calculated about what's in it for me. If you can reverse that and think about what's in it for them, you'll find out that a lot of things are in it for you.
Rule number 7, taste the things you fear.
I'm a big believer that it's no different than swimming or riding a bike. Two things that didn't come natural to me. I started swimming and riding a bike late in my life. I don't think I started swimming until I was 9 because I feared them. But the answer was literally to just jump in the pool and start swimming. To just skin your knee, right? To take in a little water.
Fail a little.
I just think you do. I think the best thing that could happen to you is if you hear this advice there's a networking event in town. You go. You put on your nice little VaynerMedia Henley name tag. You walk up, you see somebody, you're inspired by my 5 minutes with Gary. You go up and go hi to John, and John looks at you and says, get the f out of my face. I actually think that would be the best thing that could ever happen to you.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that can happen to somebody when they fear something is for them to taste the thing they feared aggressively and immediately when they try something.
Okay.
I think that it just eliminates, like you'll literally be there, and whether you go crying in the bathroom or just like becoming silent or walking out of there or walking and getting a cheeseburger for 5 seconds and coming back, I think the great thing that would happen to you is that you'd be like, okay, well that happened, now what? Like once people understand and taste the thing they fear, it becomes a hell of a lot less scary.
Rule number 8, figure out what you're good at.
So confident, so sure of yourself, but when you were just starting, who
My
was
mom.
the person? Your mom?
My mom.
What did she do for you?
When I was 9 years old and opened the door for an elderly woman at a McDonald's, she reacted as if I won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Good mom.
What my mom did was super smart. She overreacted on everything that I was doing that was a good human trait, and she held me accountable for things that didn't matter, like grades. My mom built huge self-esteem in me, and I feel like the biggest reason I am who I am today to everybody is because I feel so guilty and so grateful for what she did for me that I want to do it for everybody else, which is, guess what? You suck at a ton of good, so does everybody else. You're also probably pretty rad at something. Try as many things as possible until you figure out what you're rad at and you like, and go do that for the rest of your life and stop giving a everybody else.
Rule number 9, surround yourself with positive vibes.
One theme that I really, people are like, yo, how do I build my self-awareness? How do I build my optimism? How do I change my mindset? It's the people around you. If your best friend is Debbie Downer, you're not gonna be as optimistic as you can be. If the people that from your town that you hang out with have no ambition, you're going absolutely nowhere. If you listen to your dad every day about how the government sucks, you're not gonna love life. You've got to audit your inner circle. Podcast friends, listen to me. Listen very carefully to this mashup and these thoughts, because this underlining tone of who you surround yourself with absolutely fundamentally changes who you are. Period. End of story. When I hung out with Silicon Valley in 2005 to 2010, I was a different dude. When I hang out in the agency land right now, I'm a different dude. When I was in college at Mount Ida, different dude. Like, you're a different person. And I'm telling you right now, this morning podcast, or this podcast, because I know some of you listen to it at late, this podcast, if I can get one of you, one person listening to this, to dump one loser person in their circle and add one, whoever's that smiley, happiest person at work that you don't talk to that much, that's at a cubicle around the way, or that awesome, like that, you know how everybody has, like, you have a friend, but their friend, like, went to college with them, you don't really know them, but like the 3 times you see them a year, they're positive as shit, and like they're doing things. Surround yourself with those people. Seek out your friend's friend who brings positive vibes and make them part of your world, and cut out your homie from college that thinks the world sucks. Watch what that addition and subtraction does to your life.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is don't change yourself for others.
Yes, so
How are you?
I'm good. How are
What's
you?
your name?
Alicia.
Lisa, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, so I want to become an author.
Okay.
I want New York Times bestseller just like you.
Amazing.
And I have been writing. It's my passion. And I had applied to this writing YC Teen, and I spilled my heart out. It was just me. Just me
Raw.
words. Yes. They declined me.
Yep.
So it's like they
Yeah, I get it.
it's like that's me.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not accepting me.
Them.
But it's like, should I?
No, but honestly, guys, first of all, they didn't decline you. One random person that read your shit declined you. Them.
But it's like, imagine if I changed some stuff up. If I changed me, they would have probably took me.
You're wrong.
So,
You're wrong. Listen to my face. I'm telling you right to your face. You're wrong. You're valuing somebody else's opinion too much. You're wrong. I'm just telling. This is not a debate. You're wrong. Do you understand? You're letting one random person. Listen, do you understand how many people would have hired me? None. Who's got Instagram in here? Cool. Go to it right now. Please do me a huge favor. Go to Instagram. Go to Gary Vee. That's my account. Go 10, 11 posts back. You'll see my report card. I was ranked 243rd out of 254 in my class. 243 out of 254 in my class. You know why? Because I knew it was bullshit. For me, it might not be bullshit for you. This is about self-awareness. You have to know who the f you are. But for me, it was bullshit because I didn't need it. Because I didn't give a f what Saturn, how many rings Saturn had. Listen to me. You can't let something be valuable more than you're pandering to them. Let them come to you. Take that same essay and post that shit on Instagram with a photo and see what happens. See what happens. Let the market decide, not some bullshit middle management person that read your shit. Good. Of course it's true. And when you're young and 13 and 15 and 9, you think you gotta change your shit up because you don't know how it's played. That's why I'm here to tell you exactly how it's played. One person read your story, my dear, and that person.
Okay.
Now I've got a really special bonus Gary Vee clip on be in the trenches, but before that, I wanna know, what did you learn from this video? What lesson impacted you the most that you're gonna take in immediate action in your life or your business? Leave it in the comments below. I wanna hear from you. When you write it down, you're much more likely to actually take action on it. So let's see what you got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself, and whatever your one word is, much love, see you soon, and enjoy the bonus clip.
How do you balance clouds and the dirt, and which do you focus on more and why?
So define to everybody how I define clouds and dirt. Clouds to me is like the why, the strategy, the macro, the big thinking, the big picture, the operating system of like how you do things. And then the dirt is having the humility to go to these meetings, to actually, I post all my Instagram photos, the doing, the humility, ego, humility, strategy, execution, clouds and dirt. The way I balance it is they're both important at all times. I can swing back and forth to them. I can literally go from a meeting where, like the call I had on the way out to our first meeting here today with Puro was with VaynerMedia's C-suite about a restructuring of how we handle all our business. Super meta. And then I literally hung up and I posted something on Instagram and wrote all the copy as we were walking into our last meeting. To me, I balance them by doing whichever one is needed at the time. And so I don't think about it as balancing it. I think about it as time allocation, like what should I be doing with my time? And I think that, you know, you made a joke of like we did a shoot for a client and we debated on the phone for 10 minutes where the should be located for that. I think that's being in the middle, right? I think pandering to the way companies do things. We just had a meeting where they're like, oh, that was provocative. Us as the Gallery Media Group holds and all the other things we do, us doing what every other publishing company does is not a good idea. That's the middle. That's not gonna get you to the next place. And so for me, I'm just in the mindset of, you know, either doing humble, dirty work, like the reason I am the best strategist in social media out there, I really believe this, is because I do both. I both sit at the top of a media company that really does it at scale for the biggest companies in the world, but at the same token, there's very few humans that put out 140 pieces of content by hand a week and reads I mean, I literally just replied to Kyle in my comments, and I'm gonna show you because I don't think you guys believe me when I do these rants. I literally just replied to Kyle 1 second before Babin's like, let's do this video. Like literally what I was doing 1 second before then was replying to literally hearted Kyle's comment of, I'm digging the recent pics and quotes, man, right? Like many people watching here would argue that my time at this point in my career of reading Kyle's comment and hearting it in that minute was a bad use of my time. I think the dirt is the reason why I come up with such good clouds. Being in the trenches drives my strategy. I live in reality and practicality, not in thesis or ideology or reading headlines or reading about people doing marketing. So I don't balance it. I just do whatever is needed at that second. It's back to macro, micro speed. I'm just always doing something. Right, Bobby? Like, that is the big breakthrough everybody on the team says. Like, there's just every second is, and so the reason I can do something every second is, and I don't watch a YouTube video or stand by the water cooler and talk about the Rockets game for 10 minutes, is because I always value the dirt. And so in that half a second that I had right now in the transition of the call that I just had about a macro VaynerX strategy, right? The second transition I had before I started doing a macro thing like the vlog was Harding Kyle's 2 cents on my last Instagram post, clouds and dirt.
So let me give you the one word secret to happiness. One word, this is all you need to be happy.
The most important word ever.
If you had to think of one word that's most important to you or that sums you up or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
Hey Believe Nation, if you want to know what the most important one word is for Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Oprah Winfrey, will.i.am, and Howard Schultz, I have a very special secret video for you. Check the description for details.